Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to the home of Wakefield Trinity, the Belle Vue ground, and here we go, without doubt, the second division match of the season between first place Oldham, whose season record reads like this: played 26, won 21, drawn 1 and lost 4 for 714 against 297 with 43 points. And second place Wakefield, who this season record reads like this: played 26, they've won 1 less on 20, they've drawn 1, but they've lost 1 more of 5 for 628 against 290, and they're 41 points. And really, till about a month ago, Oldham seemed to be finding it hard to find a promotion spot. Now, after some unbelievable performances, namely 6 straight wins, which is the best in the current second division, compared with Wakefield's 4 wins and 2 defeats, has seen Oldham turn a 60-point deficit into a 49-point lead, but more important, the 2-point cushion between Oldham and Wakefield, which basically means that with both teams having 2 games left to play, Oldham need just 1 point from today's game to secure the second division championship and reward the many thousands of Oldham fans, as you can see the red and white behind the sticks and all around the ground, who've made the journey over the Pennines here today, and they'll go home very, very happy indeed. Mine with Wakefield, though, well, they'll be eager to return to winning ways after 2 successive away defeats at Bramley and York, and well, they'll be keen to repay the thanks of their fans as well. Wakefield and the coach, ex-Oldham standoff Dave Topless, will be eager, as I said, to return to winning ways following the defeats by Bramley and York, which has seen Oldham take over the top spot in Division 2, and the Yorkshire side have quite a few well-known players, including Dave Topless, who's playing at number 6 today. Of course, he knows a heck of a lot about the Oldham side, and I've no doubt the information he's got will be valuable to the Wakefield side. Nigel Bell at loose forward is their most used player this season, who's played 30 games, and really the Trinity side has gone for experience with leading point scorer fullback Kieran Harcombe, who has amassed 226 points in this campaign. So really this is going to be a tremendous game this afternoon. It's really going to see, well, 100% commitment, as the team has announced. Now Burke at 1, Atkinson Keith 2, Des Foy at 3, Charlie McAllister's in at 4, and Kevin Meadows down at 5. 6 is Peter Walsh instead of Paul Lloyd, of course. Mike Ford in at scrum half. Ian Sherratt 8. Terry Flanagan keeps the hooking position at 10. Hugh Waddell. And injured Paul rounds out, so Leo Casey. So Graham comes in at number 12. And the substitutes for the Oldham side, with Gary Winecki loose forward, Paul Lloyd. Interesting to note in the Wakefield programme that in fact, it omitted the number 13 for Oldham, so happy to see Mark Graham in at number 12 despite his recent dealings with the club, and it's good to see him playing this afternoon. And as I said, Paul Lloyd, this is his hometown, so Eric Fitzsimmons deciding to rest him at standoff. Of course, there's not a lot not known about him by the Wakefield side. So Peter Walsh comes in at standoff, so it's a good strong side for Oldham, and one that has got the pace in the backs and on the wings. And as I said, a lot of Oldham fans have made the trip over the Pennines today for this game. There's red and white splurges throughout this ground, and it's without doubt the biggest crowd of the season here at the Belle Vue. The normal average home crowd is some 2,000 to 3,000 fans, but I've no doubt that Oldham have brought that over easily today with their own support. So I've no doubt the 7,000 capacity here at Belle Vue will be closely reached today. Interesting to note that I think Wakefield have only lost once at home all season. That was against Featherstone, of course, who beat Oldham at Watersheddings. Oldham have been beaten twice by Featherstone and Wakefield Trinity. So interesting to note the top 3 teams in the second division doing well against everybody else, but against themselves finding it a little bit difficult. So we await the players to emerge from the clubhouse over on the right-hand side. The time is 26 minutes past 3. So I've no doubt we'll hear one big roar from Oldham, and really that'll be a gauge of whose fans are here in the most numbers, and I can say without doubt it's Oldham at the moment. Don't forget, of course, that May the 15th is the Premiership playoff dates at Old Trafford, but of course before we get there, Oldham, of course, if they finish top in the second, or whoever finishes top in the second division, are guaranteed the home ties in the 2 rounds, and then the winners go to Old Trafford. Don't forget, of course, to get your tickets for that game. It'll certainly be a cracking day out at Old Trafford for the playoffs.
It's good to see the stragglers getting here, Fanning. It's good to see the stragglers getting here.
So still the crowd's pouring in the turnstiles here, and interesting to note that they've actually asked the Oldham club to bring over some stewards this afternoon, because their normal quota of stewards couldn't really cope with the crowd. So Oldham not only brought quite a lot of fans, but they've even brought some stewards over as well to assist Wakefield. And I certainly hope that they won't be needed anyways. We're going to see a good, friendly game of rugby league between two, without doubt, of the top sides in the 2nd division. I can see young Adele Bradbury, I think it is, waiting to be given the nod. Here come, in fact, Wakefield Trinity, the home side. And, well, a mediocre round of applause there as they take the field in their white shirts with the red band and blue trim, looking very smart. And I'm sure that'll be a problem for both camps, is how to play it down today's game. Both teams will be aware of the importance of a fixture like this, and must be difficult really. Dave Topless, the standoff at number 6, a vastly experienced character, and he'll be relied upon heavily by the Wakefield camp as we await the emergence from the little door of the Oldham side, and we'll just hear the reception as they take the field. Here they come. And, well, certainly sounds like it's in favour of Oldham. Young Adele Bradbury just coming out now with the ball. Mike Ford, Des Foy, Mal Graham, Kevin Meadows in the background there. He's had a tremendous season, Kevin Meadows. We were just discussing before the game about Player of the Season, of course, which is on Friday, the 20th of May at the clubhouse. And really, Kevin Meadows, who hasn't missed a game all season, hasn't hit the headlines, but has always been there. A character you can rely on at all, and with those runs of his, well, he can make a break at any time. There's the hooter, Mr. Alex Bowman, the referee, acknowledging that, yes, he can hear that. So here we go. We're in minutes of the start of what is without doubt the game of the season. As I said, he's going to call over the two captains in a moment. Oldham camp just continuing the warming up exercises. So here we go. Mal Graham just going over, and the little mascot of Wakefield not to be left out. And Keith Rain, the captain of Wakefield, and his little mascot. So the usual handshakes and greetings, and the little Wakefield mascot tosses a coin. Who's going to have it? Oh, the referee. So Oldham are going to play with their home fans behind them in the first half. Of course, only 3 sides this ground are used here at Belle Vue. The stand away to our right-hand side. So there'll be no changing around at half-time for the fans, but they'll be happy really to get the first half underway. The wind, fairly strong blustery conditions. The pitch is beautiful condition. I mean, I had a walk on it earlier on, and it's a really nice pitch. Firm. The grass is fairly long, but there's no wet places at all. It's really good. So here we go, and away we go into the sunlight over Hugh Waddell's head. Meadows just taps down, picks up, and that's good play. Just into the little bit of sand that's been put down over there, just to take a bit of the wet. Here's Ian Sherratt, the big prop, driving through. Oldham still in the 25, 2 tackles down. And some kind of a move going on here. Mick Burke kicking upfield. Mike Ford's the front runner. It's Kevin Harcombe, the fullback, who's having trouble. He's lost it. Now a chance for Mike Ford, who does the decent thing by just jumping on the ball. So Oldham now with an early chance there. Kevin Harcombe couldn't quite hold on to that one. Terry Flanagan going on. And he'll be disappointed, Harcombe there, not being able to get that down. Flanagan plays it quickly to himself. Driving forward, so Oldham. And straight away there, Mick Burke, the man putting them under pressure. Forward. Gary Wienecki. Hope Gary scores first. I've got first try score on him. Here's Hugh Waddell. He's trying to get the ball back to Flanagan. He does. Now Mal Graham. Mal Graham just going through. It's about 4 tackles down. Now Flanagan finds Big Ian Sherratt. He's dropped the ball though, and it's into Wakefield's hands. So Oldham there, not capitalising on that one. And in fact, the man who picked the loose ball up was the man who gave Oldham the opportunity, the fullback Kevin Harcombe. But here come Wakefield, loose forward Nigel Bell. He can't get past the loose forward for Oldham, Gary Wienecki. Now Wakefield's fought Paul Haig. So Gary Wienecki again coming in with a cover tackle. Play on, says the referee. So now they bring it into the centre, and it's their big prop, Gary Van Bellen. And the referee just indicating a ball back to one there for it hit the leg of an Oldham player. So now Wakefield moving it inside. Whoops. And the referee pulling up Oldham there for an alleged high tackle. It luckily didn't connect on Dave Topless, so he's just calling over Mal Graham, telling him to calm down, but really didn't make any contact. So Kevin Harcombe, a good kick over the stand. So now Wakefield quickly taking that to Van Bellen. Bouncing off one, feeding out well. Mal Graham intercepting. And Oldham picked the ball up now with Terry Flanagan. Out onto Charlie McAllister. McAllister going on his own, but he's into touch on the far side. And that was a promising move there from Wakefield. Quickly beaten down by Oldham, and McAllister up the wing, up Oldham's left wing.
And the roll for 437 BNA, which has been rolled, but requires to be rolled again.
So that's another penalty to Wakefield. And that's really... So Wakefield taking early lead in the penalties, 2-0. As we await the start again. So Wakefield in possession now, middle of the field. Casey and Waddle. Obstruction maybe, thought, but no, he's dropped the ball. Well, I think you got a clear view of that actually. He just seemed to drop the ball in the tackle. The referee wasn't sure. He called for his linesman and the penalty was given. So Harcombe now putting the ball on the ground. So Harcombe just puts the ball into touch, and now it's Wakefield with Van Bellen being missed out to the scrum half. Whoops, the ball's loose, and Mike Ford for Oldham picking that one up. So Waddle gets the ball out to Flanagan now. Flanagan up the middle, trying to get the ball out, but he was beaten by Keith Rain there, who smothered the ball off Flanagan. Now Wienecki missing out Mike Ford, but giving it to Ian Sherratt, the big prop, but there's no way through. There was 3 or 4 white shirts of Wakefield. So 5 minutes gone, still no score in this first half. Hugh Waddle now on a break. Hugh Waddle, he's got the support, turns and finds Mike Ford. But Oldham just getting a little bit confused there and holding on to the ball. Flanagan inside now to Walsh, Walsh to Graham, Graham giving it to Lee O'Casey. Not in the programme as mentioned as Lee O'Casey. That's the last tackle I think though. So now Mike Ford Long ball out onto the wing. Charlie McAllister going for a run. It is the last tackle, of course. Oh, it's well brought out by Peter Walsh. Where's the kick? Walsh is going on his own. It could be a try. But no, the referee bringing them back for a forward pass. As Oldham there elected not to kick on the last tackle, but run with the ball. Peter Walsh was the man who took the ball out from Charlie McAllister. Fed Mike forward, but unfortunately the pass was forward. So an early scare there for Wakefield as they were caught in two minds. And now they bring the ball away. Still in their own 25, running across the field, but tackled Waddles there and Casey. And I can think the firm prediction that there won't be 10 points between these two sides at the end of the game could well bear fruit as Wakefield come forward again, but Winnecke in for this time in with a tackle. Oh, Paul Haig there trying to take over Winnecke, and Winnecke actually retrieved the ball. Flanagan now forward. Can he get the ball out to Meadows? Yes, Meadows collected. Is it a try? Yes, I think it's been awarded. So Oldham there take the lead. Winnecke, he brought the ball out quickly across the field, Flanagan. A long pass out, it was over the head of McAllister, dropped into Meadows' hands, and he was over. So Oldham take an early lead here, and interesting to notice talking about Kevin Meadows being in contention for player of the season. There he was again in support, and over he went, so Oldham take the lead. Right on the note of 7 minutes. I don't think he wins me any money in the first try though, but I'll be happy with the try anyway. So Atkinson on the far side now, a difficult kick way out on the touchline. There it goes. Oh, it's well wide of the post, so no goal for Oldham. So Wakefield to restart the play now. It's going to be the scrum half, Mark Conway, who's going to get us underway. I don't think I actually read through the Wakefield side for you, but when we get a lull in the play, I'll fire through the side very quickly as Conway pumps the ball upfield, right towards Atkinson, who takes that well, and he's on a run. But Van Bellen's there to stop him, but he's still going on as Paul Haig comes in to offer assistance. So now Flanagan picks the ball as first receiver to Walsh. Now Sherratt, it's a short pass. Sherratt just going over the 25-yard line and then going down. Flanagan missing out Winnecke, giving it to Waddle. Waddle turning though and getting the ball out again to Casey. Casey to McAllister. Oldham now with an overlap. Meadows there, takes the ball up the wing. Meadows against Arkham. He's got support inside. Charlie McAllister. Charlie McAllister passes the ball back to Mike Floyd. And it's a gorgeous try that by Oldham. Well, that's tremendous play there. Oldham, a beautiful move down that wing. Charlie McAllister was the man who made that try. He threw the ball inside as he thought he might have been caught. And that's beautiful play, well received by the Oldham fans.
Tries going to call another set, Mike Ford.
And Atkinson gets his first goal of the game. So 10 points to 0, Oldham storming to an early lead. 10 minutes gone on the clock. It's a point a minute so far, and Wakefield now. It's on that left wing again for Oldham where the two tries have come. McAllister making the second one, Meadows scoring the first one. And that'll certainly inspire the Oldham fans to really hope that they can amass some points now, but Conway to restart the play again. Taken well again now. Here come Oldham yet again onto that left wing. But right into a ruck of shirts of Wakefield. Van Bellen was one that was there. And a little bit of niggling, Casey. And this time the linesman's seen something on the far side. The referee just halting play. Permission to enter the field of play granted. Pointing to a Wakefield Trinity player. He's calling over. Oh, it's Van Bellen, I think, the player. No, it isn't. Just going to tell him to calm it down a bit, I think. Mr. Bowman certainly will have his hands full, but he's had a good start. In fact, the player being talked to there was the captain, Keith Rain. So Atkinson now pumps a nice ball upfield, and that's a good kick. So the Oldham fans now. Flanagan to Sherratt. Sherratt turns well in the tackle there, driving forward a few yards. Waddle. Oh, and he still gets up into Flanagan, and now to Ford. And now Oldham with another chance, just on the 25-yard line there. Flanagan and Ford working well on Waddle's driving run. Now Graham and Ford linking up well, but Ford just running into his own plays, I think, and then deciding to have a go at Wakefield over the 25-yard line. And prevented really from playing that there as Graham hands off Dave Topless. And he's unceremoniously bundled to the ground. As Mal Graham eventually gets up to play the ball to Flanagan. Out onto Wonecki now. Wonecki gets the ball back to Mike Ford. Mike Ford going on a run. It's the last tackle though. So now are Oldham going to kick it, or are they going to run it? Flanagan going for a drop goal and gets it. Well played that by Terry Flanagan there. So now Wakefield totally bamboozled.
Drop goal for Oldham. Number 9, Terry Flanagan.
As they were unaware whether they were going to run it, whether they were going to chip kick, and Flanagan decides to confuse them all by dropping the goal. So 11 points to know the lead now. Oldham into a very respectable early lead here at Belle Vue ground. And really Oldham doing nothing more than playing the superb rugby of the last few weeks that have seen them amass over 240 points. And it's very pleasing sight for the spectators. Conway trying a little kick upfield, but only to Oldham's danger man, Charlie McAllister. Just listen to that roar of anticipation. Oh, he just got held there as he seemed to be going through them like a dose of salts. Now Flanagan handing to Casey. Good driving run by the second rower there. Flanagan to Ford. Ford delaying the pass and eventually giving it to Sherratt. Andy Mason there is for Wakefield, as well as Paul Haig. Now Wonecki moving the ball out to Oldham's wing again, and Mick Burke's joined the line. Mick Burke coming forward well there. He really does play a stupendous role at full back. He can see the play, he can read the field of play from his position, and now Graham and McAllister, I should say, driving and trying to get a pass out to Gary Wonecki, but unfortunately it was picked up by Mark Conway of Wakefield. Well, good tackle that by Oldham's number 3, Des Foy. As Wakefield now, for the first time in about 10 minutes, actually gained possession. But now a chance, but Oldham forward very, very quickly there, and oh, he was past Flanagan, but Sherratt's tackle was a crunching tackle. Oh, but this time the referee penalising Oldham again for not letting the play get up. So that's 4 penalties. 4 penalties to 0, I think, in Wakefield's favour in this early. Corrected by my statistician, Caitlin, 4-1. Of course, you're correct. Better agree, so Wakefield Trinity 0, Oldham 11, and then now it's Gary Price with the ball. As Flanagan and Waddle bring him down, and Haig waits to receive. Haig hands out to Kelly. But Oldham tackling well as Wakefield can't get anywhere at all. Haig once again now trying to manoeuvre his captain Rain. This time they get the ball out to the wing. And really, coach Rick Fitzsimmons couldn't have asked for a better start to this game from Oldham. Now Topless. He tried to come inside, but Flanagan was there to stop him. And Waddle, and it's the last tackle, so now what are Wakefield's tactics? Conway with the high up and under. Whoops. And Oldham there just stood around, and Conway picks it up and goes over for a try, as Oldham there were a little bit confused. There was no calling. They all stood around, I think, expecting each other to collect the ball. Conway came rushing in and answers straight back for Wakefield. So that's put Wakefield back in the game now, as Harcombe gets ready to take a kick. And just a quick flick through the Wakefield side. At 1 it's Kevin Harcombe, 2 Gary Haggerty, 3 Phil Eden, 4 Andy Mason, 5 Andrew Fletcher, 6 David Topless, 7 Mark Conway, 8 Gary Van Bellen, 9 is Paul Haig, 10 Keith Rain, 11 Andrew Kelly, 12 Gary Price and Nigel Bell at 13 with Steve Halliwell and Paul Melinda, the subs. And Harcombe now puts the ball down, so that'll be welcome news for Wakefield there, the try. And really, the first defensive slip by Oldham. As the Wakefield fans pray for silence, the Oldham fans think otherwise. Harcombe looks as if it's going to go through, and it is. It looked a bit to the left of the post, but just got through for Harcombe. So Wakefield Trinity 6, Oldham 11, and this is turning out to be a game that we thought it would be. And Oldham will just have to sort themselves out and designate one person to take the up and unders. But as it is, it's Wakefield Trinity 6, Oldham 11, 17 or 18 minutes gone in this first half. Whoops! Oh! And bouncing right over his head, but taken by one of his teammates, who brings it out well, a good run. And now Wakefield, as Oldham take a breather from that early pressure they forced on Wakefield, now soak up a little bit. Here come Wakefield inside to Van Bellen. He's brought down, still in his 25-yard line area. And this time the referee penalising Peter Walsh, I think, for being offside. So Oldham certainly losing their penalty count in this first half, as Wakefield just about sliced the ball into touch. I didn't think it was going to go at one stage, but it got there. So now Paul Haig to start the play again, gives it to his captain Rain. Rain hands to Van Bellen, but gets the ball out to Haig again, and now it's with number 12 Gary Price. The ball's dropped loose and into Oldham's hands. Play on, says the referee. So Oldham pleased for that one there, that the ball fell into the hands of Peter Walsh. And now Casey with the ball onto Haig. Haig and Kelly. Now Sherratt, Oldham working it out to that left wing again, but perhaps moving it across to the right wing, where Atkinson and Foy have had very little possession in this first half. As we approach 20 minutes, now Waddle. Never frightened to have a run at anybody, Waddle. And proves a tough character to foul as well. Andrew Kelly for Wakefield found out. Now Oldham maybe a chance to move it down the line. Forward, bringing it back now to Gary Winnecke. Is that the last tackle already for Oldham? So now a kick upfield from Burke towards number 2, Gary Haggerty. Gary Haggerty. The ball went back, the referee indicating, so Haggerty picks up. But Foy and Atkinson are there, and Flanagan to assist on the 25 line. The ball's dropped. The referee giving a knock on, so it's going to be a scrum down. So Oldham's putting in the scrum, their first scrum of the first half, I believe. And right forward puts the ball in and picks up. Now to Walsh. Walsh just ran out of ideas then, I think, and Wakefield a chance to get back in defence, but forward now gives it to Hugh Waddle again, but Hugh Waddle's brought by Conway, Rain, but he's still going on. Eventually the referee shouts held. Flanagan turns, finds nobody there. Now releases Winnecke. Now Winnecke driving through, but he's halted by Harcombe at number 1. And bundled to the ground. Yes, referee. Yes. Kevin Harcombe there as Winnecke got up, blatantly bundled him to the ground, so Oldham awarded the penalty. And, well, score 6-11, of course. 2 points would mean that Wakefield would have to score twice, and I think that's what went through Malgraham's mind, who without any hesitation said to Atkinson, go for goal. So 20 minutes gone in this first half. Wakefield Trinity 6, Oldham 11. 2 good tries for Oldham by Meadows and Ford.
Red box. That red box. It's ladies. Yes.
So Atkinson plonks that one over nicely. So Oldham going to a 7-point lead, his second goal of the game. So now Oldham a chance to get the ball back as well and move some kind of pace up the field. Wakefield Trinity 6, Oldham 13, and Wakefield fans will certainly be looking for a good kick here from their scrum half, Mark Conway. Oh, and the ball bouncing very nicely, thank you for Hugh Waddell there as he drives forward again. He's close to that touchline on the far side. As Flanagan waits to receive. Ford, little handoff to Casey. Perhaps it should have come down the line more as there's a fair bit of space on Oldham's right wing. Flanagan now to Ian Sherratt, who turns and tries to get the ball out. Flanagan to Burke, and it looks like a kick upfield. It is. Harcomb's there though, takes it well. Now he's trying to find somewhere through as Oldham are up in numbers, but Mike Ford's there with a good tackle. He certainly covered some yardage there, Mike Ford, but managed to bring down Harcombe, the fullback. Now inside, driving through, Graham's there. In fact, the man brought down there was Gary Price. And Gary Van Bellen there taking a dubious pass, but anyway, play goes on. Paul Haig to Conway, Conway releasing topless, back to Conway, and oh, Andrew Kelly there. You could feel the crowd egging him on to break the tackle, but Oldham held on well, and Gary Price, and that's the last tackle. So good defensive play that by Oldham to run out the 6 tackles and force them into a kick, which is done by Conway towards touch, but Mick Burke's there just running back, weighing up the pass and picking it up well. Now he's going to go into some space if he can get past, but just couldn't get past the first tackle there. So Oldham come back to support now. Graham's on the run. Graham driving through as Oldham looked to be a little bit stuck for ideas, but Graham took the initiative and certainly had a go at the forwards there. Now Flanagan again onto that wing. A long ball back to Waddle. Waddle striving over the line. And Meadows, he took that one well, but the referee said forward. So scrum down to Wakefield. In fact, I think that makes Wakefield's first scrum of the game as Conway puts the ball in. And have Oldham got the ball out? It's all loose at the moment. No, they haven't. So now Wakefield bringing the ball quickly to topless, but he's dropped in, and now McAllister releasing Peter Walsh. But good cover tackle coming in there from Andy Mason as Peter Walsh trying to find somebody up in support. Now Waddle, he can get the ball out to the wing, he can get it to Meadows. Meadows is desperately close and in fact in touch. So the ball didn't run kindly there for Wakefield. Picked up quickly by Oldham. So who's got the ball? It looks like Wakefield. But that in fact isn't a scrum because Wakefield have been awarded a penalty. Across the second scrum up is a penalty. Wakefield, they only have one scrum. I just put them down for a scrum, but Oldham got 3 now. So again, Mr. Bowen speaking to Mal Graham, just pleading his case. So Wakefield quickly start the play. And after the frantic early activity, things have now quietened themselves down, and Wakefield in possession. Back to 6, says the referee, as an Oldham player intercepted. Haig now to Wakefield, to Topless. Topless, cracking tackle coming in there from one of his ex-teammates, Gary Winecki, and I think he felt that one as well. But now it's Keith Rain who hands the ball out, surely. Number 3 there, Phil Eden taking the pass. Now it comes inside, that's a little kick upfield, it could be good. It is, right into touch. So Oldham's put in once the scrums are formed. Heads are down too early though, Mr. Bowman says. Telling them he wants them back. There we see the face of Sherritt, Flanagan and Waddle. Ford puts the ball in, the scrum's turned. And Ford just scoops the ball up. And is mighty relieved just to go down with it. So now Atkinson. Atkinson, he can't get past those 3 or 4 players. So now Waddle in possession. Now forward. Oh, that pass to Burt there was well covered by Mark Conway. And Oldham just for the time being a little bit stuck now. Flanagan back to Walsh. Walsh will try and kick upfield as Harcombe watches it all the way. Into his hands it goes. And away he comes. Beats Casey, but not Sherritt. Good tackle that by the big prop being Sherritt. Oh, nice tackle on Van Bellen there. Flanagan again, a superb tackle. And well, I don't think you want too many of those in a game, Van Bellen. Now it's with Gary Price, still in his own half though. Oldham be quite happy to run out the 6 tackles. Conway, Topless Conway. Oof, well taken, and now a chance maybe for Wakefield. But Ford and Atkinson tackling well there. As Gary Haggerty was up in support for Phil Eden. He didn't use him, he does now though. Haggerty inside to Conway, Conway all the way back to Rain. Missing out Van Bellen to Topless. And now it's number 4 for them, Andy Mason. Kevin Meadows is there with a tackle. Can he get him down? He can, that's the last one. So again, Kevin Meadows coming in with a good desperate tackle. Now here's Topless. Topless. Has he got the try? I think he has, and that was Dave Topless, who went all the way through. I think it's Phil Haig as announced as a try scorer. And Oldham again, the defensive error, as they fail to hold on to Topless. In fact, Mark Conway is announced as a try scorer. That's his 2nd try of this game, made by his standoff, Topless. So Harcombe with a fairly easy opportunity now to close the deficit, which he does. So that makes it just 1 point the difference now. So Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 13, and the Flanagan drop goal separating.
300 points for Trinity.
So Kevin Harcombe there, that's his 300th point for Wakefield Trinity. A nice little round of applause from Oldham and Wakefield fans alike. So half an hour gone in this first half. Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 13, and Oldham, after that early flourish, we went into a 10-point lead. Now whittled down to just 1 with some good play, but bad defensive play by Oldham as they come forward once again. But Casey just tapping his ankles. As Fletcher there trying to find some way through. Now here they come again, they're still in the 25. It's Casey again with a good tackle. And that looks like Kevin Rain, Keith Rain should I say, the captain. Haig, a long ball back. Conway trying to find himself some space for the kick. But a difficult kick for Atkinson to manoeuvre that one then, really, and over his head and into touch. So it's going to be a scrum down as Wakefield right back in this game now, and Oldham searching for that early fuse that set them off as Ford waits to put the ball in. Down they go. Is the ball gone in? Yes. Mike Ford brings it out. Now releasing Atkinson. Atkinson desperately trying to get ball back to Ford, but he's picked up by number 2. Gary Haggerty, who's tackled by his opposite number there, and really Ford. Topless now. Runs into Ian Sherratt. Nigel Bell picks it up now and gives it to Van Bellen. Van Bellen against Graham, but there's no way through. Hell shouts, Mr. Bowen. As Van Bellen searches for those few extra yards. Haig now gives it to Conway. Support's a long way away from him though. He gets it to Price. But Oldham are out quickly in tackling. As Wakefield for the time being seem to be caught napping and not searching many ideas. They're still in their own half, and Graham swinging round there. Tackled along with Winecki. It's the last one, so I'm sure that Conway will try a kick. There he goes. Meadows, though, it's difficult. Oh, well taken now by Kevin Meadows. A very difficult one for him to take. And overlapping as well for Mick Burke now. This is Mick Burke coming into the line, and a good run by him, working well and linking up with Meadows on the wing. And the referee just penalising Wakefield. So Oldham a chance to just indicating they wouldn't let the player up, so Atkinson coming across. This is where we're going to need a good kick from him to release some pressure. 33 minutes gone. And 7 minutes to half time. Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 13, and it's as nip and tuck as we expected, as Oldham now. Flanagan to Sherratt. And Sherratt to head down and into Rain there. You saw Rain go back a few paces. Now Flanagan. Back to Casey. And Graham and Waddle. Oh! And Mark Conway. And in fact, I think he saw the disgust really of his own captain, David Topless, as Mark Conway's tackle there. I think Dave Topless can just have a word with him and say, listen, we don't need any of that. So another chance as Keith Atkinson decides to go for goal. So Paddy Kerwin runs on with a bit of sand for him. It's a long kick, but the wind is still at the moment. It's fairly straight. And as he says that, a gust of wind comes up. So it's the turn of the Wakefield Trinity fans to make some noise as the Oldham fans stay silent. Is it good? Yes, it is. It's a good goal that by Atkinson. His third of this half so far, and Oldham going to a 3-point lead. So Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 15. 3 goals from Atkinson, a drop goal from Flanagan, and Meadows and Ford with a try apiece make up Oldham's tally for this first half so far. It's the offender that gave Oldham those 2 points. Conway takes the kick right into Waddle's chest. Seemed to be leaving him, but he held on. And he's still going through. Amazing how that guy goes through half the time, but there he is. Prevented really from playing the ball as Oldham now. It's Sherratt. Familiar tactics of into the tackle and turning round as Oldham now. Gary Winecki, head down forward, halted though by Bell and Topless. Rain now forward. It's a long pass out to Mick Burke, short pass to Charlie McAllister, but the referee pulling him back all the way. as the pass from McAllister to Meadows was allegedly forward. So it's going to be a scrum to Wakefield. Conway picks the ball up, comes round, and Oldham really need to get hold of this one. But the scrum wheeled right round, and the referee will call them all the way back. And certainly a lot of tussling going on in that scrums there, and eventually Conway gets the ball in and gets the ball out as well. It didn't seem to travel very far in that scrum, but now Wakefield and McAllister, well, I don't think he realised it, played a good part in that tackle by Des Foy as he sandwiched in there in the... It was Andy Mason who was sandwiched between Foy and McAllister who came across. Now here at Wakefield again. Surely obstruction, not given by the referee, and Phil Eden's pushed back, so... Wakefield can consider themselves a little bit lucky as Conway topless and Rain linking up well there. But Oldham's tackling by Meadows and Waddle on Andy Kelly was fairly good. Now here's Conway, a long pass, but this time not picked up. And Van Bellen, surely for knock on as Ford just tackled him down. And I think Gary Price has picked up a bit of an injury there. The referee calling over. Well, who is he calling over? I think it's Dave Topless. Maybe just having a word. So I make it about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes to half time. As Gary Price receives a bit of the old cold sponge. He's fit to resume his place in the second row anyway. Clock on, and well, can we get the ball in the scrum? He's just stopped the clock for a second to have a word with the two front line of the scrums. He's preaching them both the same. Now the clock goes on, and down go the heads. Where's the ball? Wakefield have got it. Wakefield now with a man over on that far side. If Oldham can get back. Halted short of the line. Play on, says the ref, and I think Oldham have actually got possession. Yes, they have. So Wakefield there, winning the ball in the scrum. It was Mason. So Flanagan, wary that there's not long to go to half-time. He'll just take his time now. Sensible players. Waddle greeted by Rain and Kelly. And they'll be pleased with the score so far. They're tight behind the line here now in the 25-yard line area. And he's a long time for the rest shouting held. As the fans start to get behind their own teams now. Haig seemed to take a long time letting get up now. Flanagan. And Sherratt there. The last tackle already. And Oldham well deep in their own line now. As Burke tries to relieve some pressure. Which he does, but only to Andrew Fletcher. And Meadows. Oh, good tackle that by Kevin Meadows on his opposite number. Short of the 25 line. Conway now inside. The ball's loose. And knock on. So Van Bellen there, unable to hold the ball in the tackle on the 25-yard line. So Oldham this time get the ball in the scrum, but they're on the 25-yard line again. And they'll just be finishing off this first half as Wanecki there gives Oldham a few more yards of breathing space. Flanagan now forward. Graham. He's tackled though. Now Flanagan to forward again. Forward a little kick through. Can he get it though? Can he get it? It's between him and Harcombe. Harcombe collects and forward tackles well there. It was a race that Harcombe seemed to winning all the way. And now Conway again as Wakefield finds some space on this side, but they can't pick it up. Schuler, that went forward, but no, the referee plays on again as Atkinson and Casey come in to tackle Gary Haggerty. Now along to Van Bellen. Van Bellen and Atkinson gripping onto that big lad for dear life. And there indeed goes the half-time hooter here at Belle Vue, with the pleasing news for the Oldham fans that it's Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 15, and really Oldham started off this first half in blistering pace, and in the 7th minute it was Winecki who went on a good run, passed out to Flanagan, and Flanagan threw over McAllister's head to Meadows and gave Oldham a try, which Atkinson failed to goal. Then the second one, that came just barely a minute or two later when Waddle, a good run upfield, driving well, gave it to McAllister, who went on a long run. We thought he was going to be held, and he saw Ford behind him, threw the ball back well. Ford picked over, he went up, and Atkinson, well, he converted that one. Flanagan put over a drop goal, and Atkinson has put over a penalty goal for Oldham to give them their 15. And Wakefield, well, they came back towards the second spell of 10 minutes in the first half with Mark Conway. He got a try for the first one. Kevin Harcombe goaled that one. That was 6 points to 11. Keith Atkinson made it 13-6. Then Mark Conway got his second try and Harcombe his second goal. So the first half finishes with the score Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 15, and certainly it's all to play for in the second half here at Belle Vue. Well, out come Wakefield Trinity for the second half of this nail-biting game here at Belle Vue. And just at half-time, it's interesting to note the PA system here actually put on BBC Radio Leeds, and they came over to Belle Vue for a report from the reporter at this game, and it was listened to by the sets of fans here, and sections were agreed and booed upon by the various supporters. So that's the half-time entertainment over with, and just a look at the Wakefield Trinity side. I don't think they brought any substitutes on. Here come the team that are leading at the moment by 3 points, and a good reception, but the Wakefield fans seem to have increased their volume a little bit. And 1 or 2 boos were heard then. Don't forget, of course, a reminder the score is Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 15, and the Oldham side has first half no doubt got 1 or 2 things sorted out in the dressing room regarding the defence. The tackling in this first half has been unbelievably superb, covering all the time, and each tackle counted well, and it'll just be a message from Rick Fitzsimmons to continue that in the second half, but perhaps putting one man in charge of the up and unders. So the hooter, Peter Walsh, awarded the ball to commence the second half, and this is it. 40 minutes of pure class of rugby league, with the possibility of the second division championship being settled at the final hooter. We'll await and see that, though. That's a long way off. And Peter Walsh is ready, the referee is ready, and away we go. So the ball bouncing around, picked up eventually, but they're deep in their own 25 line, but that's a good run. And just about to his 25-yard line. Inside to Van Bellen. Good tackle again, though by Oldham there. In fact, that's the type of tackling they're going to need in the second half. But now here's Keith Rain, the captain. But again, a good tackle coming in from Mal Graham, bringing the man to the ground and preventing him from getting the ball out in the tackle. Now Haig, he's trying to hand off Gary Winecki. You don't do that so easy, as I think he found out as Flanagan came in. Now Topless has come as first receiver, moves the ball back to Conway. Conway's kick upfield, though, towards Atkinson. Atkinson takes it well, and he's having a tussle there with his opposite number. Eventually they get hold of him and bring him to the ground, Gary Haggerty. The linesman's on very quickly there to intervene, and the referee calling over. I think it is in fact Gary Haggerty, who perhaps was a little bit aggrieved at the way Atkinson jinked his way past him once and then twice. But the referee has had a word with him. He's now having a word with Atkinson, who looks a little bit bemused. So I think he's just told him the same for both sides, and Oldham awarded the penalty for the fist going in. So Atkinson puts the ball upfield onto the halfway line. So Flanagan to start the players now. Ian Sherratt takes the ball, charging through, but there's no support for him there really. And as Oldham start the second half, that's one thing they're going to need is support. Now Walsh, a quick ball there to Waddle. Waddle handing off the first tackle, but Haig's in there, seeking a ride up the field. As Oldham, the second half play towards the many thousands of fans behind the sticks away to our left-hand side. Flanagan to Ford now. Ford outside to Des Foy, who had a very quiet first half. Now Flanagan. Flanagan going on a run of his own, but halted by Andrew Kelly there. So Winecki to Ford, short ball to Casey. That's the last one, and he's just short of the 25-yard line, so are Oldham going to run it or kick it? Ford's got the ball, it's a kick. Is it a drop goal attempt? But it looks wide of the sticks. And it is, so it's going to be a tap on the 25. So Oldham now forced to do a spot of defending. As Haig starts play off and gives it to his captain, Keith Rain. He doesn't go very far before he meets Flanagan and Waddle. Haig again now, this time releasing Van Bellen. And Van Bellen getting the ball out in the tackle, but unfortunately going the wrong way and meeting Ford and Graham. That was Andy Mason who couldn't quite get up there. Conway again relieving the pressure. Atkinson, it went back of course, yes. So now Atkinson going on to Topless and Conway. And Eden coming over to support the backs there. Atkinson again caught by Conway. And Phil Eden this time gives the ball to Flanagan to Ford. Missing out Winecki to Waddle. Waddle halted though by Kelly and Van Bellen. And Oldham now need to get the ball out to this wing side. As Sherratt back to Flanagan. Flanagan gives it to Casey. Casey, the ball's dropped loose and picked up by Wakefield, and Oldham just for the moment there stuck. Couldn't line out, couldn't get the ball out, but now they're forced to do a bit of defending as Haig releases Rain. Rain's tackled by the scrum half for Oldham, Mike Ford. Haig again moving the ball inside to Van Bellen, but Van Bellen getting the ball back to Haig, but not getting anywhere themselves really. And for the moment both teams seem to be having a bit of a breather. Rain giving the ball well to Andrew Kelly now. Andrew Kelly hands it to Charlie McAllister. Now McAllister's on a run. Charlie McAllister, he's looking for support. He can't find it, gets the ball inside to Kevin Meadows. Kevin Meadows takes the pass well as Conway awaits for him to receive the ball. Now Flanagan, Winecki, Ford, Burke, adding the extra man in the line. And certainly used well, but Des Foy unable to hold on to that difficult pass from Mick Burke there, who came into the line to provide Oldham with an extra man. But Foy just couldn't quite take it otherwise. Well, he would have been off and running. So it's going to be a scrum down to Wakefield Trinity. And the score is still the second half. Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 15. And Gary Haggerty has took a knock to the ankle there, I think. He must have fell awkwardly or something, but he seems to be all right. So, Matt Conway. Oh. Well, Topless takes over. Wakefield on the far side, still driving forward as Oldham push them back. Initially played by Haggerty. The ball driven forward. As Haig now releases Rain. Good tackling again. Oldham's tackling really strong and to the point. As Haig now gives it back to Conway. Conway juggles with it, Topless Conway. And there's a melee of Wakefield players coming forward there and really don't get anything from it as Andrew Kelly's brought down. Now Conway turns back, finds Van Bellen. Van Bellen going for a run. And the ball's dropped loose. A knock on Mr. Bowman, indicating that there's Van Bellen went down, he tried to find the ball. And in fact, Gary Haggerty with that knock he received earlier on has been reversed. So the attendance announced as 6,044, less than 1,000 short of the capacity here at the Belle Vue ground as Ford's dragged back by Dave Topless there. Walsh a short pass to Winecki. Winecki still going on. This is good play by Winecki, and inches away. You heard the gasps as he couldn't get the ball out to Meadows. Now Waddle. Waddle driving on. Down well. Tackled by Fletcher and Haig. Now forward. Sherratt this time taking over and bouncing in towards Andrew Kelly. As the referee shouts held, and I think Waddle just took a bit of a knock to the back there. As Sherratt fights his way through the white shirts to get up. Now forward. Missing out Casey. Giving it this time to Burke. Now can Burke do anything this time? It's Walsh in support. Forward. Going out towards the wing. Getting the ball out to Des Foy. Foy coming inside. This time it is Foy, I should say. He's a good move that by Oldham, though. They move the ball along. Good passing, and look how far they've got up the field now. Flanagan to forward as the Oldham fans shout for them to line out. Whoops, the ball's gone back. Meadows picks it up. Now he turns straight. It's Meadows on a run. Meadows now, Meadows. Oh, it's a little bit too far, surely. Meadows was flattened there as by Harcombe. But the referee waving play on. It's going to be a tap on the line as Meadows, his kick was just a little bit too fast, I think, but he seemed to be halted rather unceremoniously. But now it's Andy Mason who's in possession for Wakefield Trinity. So no points scored in the second half yet. Haig to Topless. Topless, a short ball inside to Gary Price. Gary Price is on the go. Gary Price is moving, but chased well by Peter Walsh for Oldham. And Sherratt. So here's Rain now, turns and, well, find the ball in that lot. Whoops, kick beaten down and ball back to one, says the referee. So Wakefield now with 6 more chances. Driving forward, Oldham just happy to wait for them and bring them down. As Haig there loses track of the ball, and Van Bellen, Malgraham's superb play that by the Oldham captain. He noticed the pass was a little awry, and in he went on Van Bellen and forced Wakefield back a few yards. Now it's, just can't quite see, it's Flanagan and Waddle in with a tackle on, actually, Nigel Bell. Now Haig again, but Waddle just holds on and Graham comes up in support. That's the last tackle. So now back to Conway, I should think. No, Conway releasing this time to Rain. Topless. Topless comes through with the kick. Atkinson racing forward, but just put his foot into touch. So going to be a scrum down there, and that's unfortunate for him. And Oldham are going to make a substitution, actually. They're going to bring off Leo Casey. And I think Colin Hawkyard's going to wait to replace him. In fact, the PA announcer here still got him as Lee O'Casey, and in fact we all know him as Lee O'Casey. So Oldham now with a substitution, and now Wakefield in possession. Wakefield driving through, 3 points behind, and well, it's going to be very tight at the end. Here they come now, Topless. Van Bellen. He's been held on well. He's a big lad, Van Bellen, but Oldham not frightened to have a go in there. Winnecke and Walsh. Haig now to Rain, but support really poor from Wakefield there, as forced to go alone as Haig now releases Conway. A long ball across to Rain, now Topless. A little jinking run from him. So here's Conway and Sherratt. And that's the last tackle again, and Wakefield not got very far with that. 5 tackles, now Haig, Topless. It's high up and under, this time Oldham. Mick Burke will be there for that one. He takes that one better. Oh, and he's still going. Mick Burke handing off 2 tackles. Tremendous play that by the fullback. That's the spirit to do with an up and under. He collected it well and drove forward over the 25-yard line. Now forward releasing Flanagan. Flanagan still going. But again, not much support coming forward for Oldham, but holding on to the ball. Forward now to Waddle. Waddle, can he release Malgraham? He has. Now maybe a chance. Where's the support? It's there. It's Hawkyard. But he was just a little bit too far back for Malgraham to get any advantage. So now Oldham with a chance. Graham. He's got McAllister. Graham, Conway. But he's held. Sensible play, though. I think he might have thought about getting the ball out, but then again he could have given it away, so he held on to it. Now here is McAllister to forward, to Flanagan. Flanagan to Hawkyard. Hawkyard now gets the ball to Winnecke. Winnecke, he's got support with Peter Walsh, but the referee pulling him all the way back for another forward pass. Well, that's 2 or 3 tries that Oldham have had disallowed this game through forward passes on the last move. And, well, obviously, I don't think the Oldham fans agree with that decision, but it's another try not given for Oldham. There's a lovely move down the middle. Winnecke giving the ball to Walsh, but it's going to be a scrum down to Wakefield. And eventually we get a ball. So Conway picks it up. Down go the heads. Can he get the ball in? Well, he gets it in and it comes out now. Harcombe. It's out onto this wing to the substitute, Steve Halliwell. Oldham tackling him. Atkinson and Foy there. Now Wakefield with a bit of space to run about. But can't make the most of it there as Atkinson comes in with a good tackle. Now here's the ball loose, but dropped into the hands of Haig. He hands it out as well. It's now with number 4, Andy Mason. Still in their own half, and the crowd now waking up and getting behind their respective sides as the long ball comes back to Conway to Topless. Topless, a little pass inside to number 11, but Andrew Kelly there couldn't quite get his balance to release the pass as Conway now stuck for a moment, finds Van Bellen, finds Rain. Rain. The ball's dropped loose. What's the referee's decision? Well, Conway's got the ball, so he's coming out with it. So now Wakefield with a chance, but once again unable to get it out. That's the 5th tackle, in fact. So a little kick upfield. And it's picked up by Oldham now. But it's the referee pulling them back. And something's happened on the far side. Stop the clock a moment to have a word with somebody from the Oldham camp. In fact, he's just discussing with his linesman what went on. I didn't quite see what happened. And I can't quite see the player being talked to. I think, oh, it's Peter Walsh. So now the referee will let the world know. And that appears to be for shoving. And it's in fact Conway. Mark Conway who's received an injury. And he's certainly played well for Wakefield today. Been an instigator of many a move, and in fact no more so than the 2 tries he scored, and it would be a shame for Wakefield if he had to go off. Harcombe chips the ball into touch, puts Oldham under pressure now. Wakefield Trinity fans egging the team on, 3 points behind. Rain to Van Bellen. Van Bellen bouncing off Graham, handing a short pass. Perhaps he should have tried to go again as he bounced off one tackle. He didn't. Now Haig. This time it's with Rain. Rain and Graham. Hawkyard. The fans now. Haig. Across. And it's going to be nip and tuck all the way as Topless there was caught in the rush of Oldham players coming out and forced Wakefield back. Conway though has got up into the action. Now Van Bellen with the ball. It's deceiving where the line is. It's not very visible from this side. And Wakefield kick through and into the hands of a Wakefield player. So 6 more tackles. And Oldham under pressure. Conway now, Topless, Conway. Well, Wakefield maybe wasting a tackle there. Topless. He only succeeds in getting the ball back. And Sherratt, good tackle that by Ian Sherratt, forcing the man back even further. And Wakefield losing the way just for the time being. Now it's up to the substitution to do something. He's through Flanagan, but not past Winnecke. He's over the 25-yard line. Haig to Rain. Now to Andy Mason. That's the last one there as McAllister chips him down. So puts the ball into touch. So it's Oldham who are under pressure at the moment. It's going to be our scrum though, and a chance maybe to relieve themselves of some of this pressure. I think Oldham, yes, the Oldham have the possession now. Meadows. So Right forward there for Oldham, just releasing Winnecke, but he only gets forward some 5 yards before he's halted. And Oldham now desperately need to get the ball out now to Des Foy. Des Foy tries to come inside the tackle. Fails in doing so. And Ford and Flanagan there fighting for first receiver. Now Mark Graham, Charlie McAllister. Charlie McAllister fighting for some space. And that's the last one. So now Oldham, now we need a good kick upfield. There it comes from Mike Ford. It's a good kick. Can it reach the far touchline? The Oldham fans egging it on, and he does a tremendous kick that from Mike Ford right across the field and into touch over the 25-yard line. And you could feel the Oldham fans willing that ball into touch, and that certainly has taken the pressure off Oldham. So now the Oldham fans waking up behind the sticks, sense a chance as the heads go down in the scrum. Conway puts in. He comes out with the ball, but he's halted over the 25 line. That's the first tackle. So now Wakefield bringing the ball towards Oldham yet again, and Oldham haven't had much possession in this second half. They've been forced to soak up the pressure, which they've done very well with some good tackling. Oh, well taken pass there. Now a chance maybe as McAllister falls. Meadows keeping his eye on the player, but eventually it's up to Mike Ford to put the tackle in. Now Haig bringing the ball. Don't think he'll survive much against Charlie McAllister. He's got an overlap here now. Mike Ford, he comes inside. Colin Hawkyard holds on to him well as he came inside Ford and Meadows there. It's now with... Oops, it's a loose ball and a chance maybe for Oldham to put him back under pressure. But Topless, a good pass, but a good tackle equally from Oldham, and that's put them back some 10 yards again. So Conway just puts the ball up the field. And into touch, Atkinson a little bit too far back to come for that one. So it's going to be a scrum down to Oldham. So Mike Ford picks the ball for Oldham. There's the chance of Wakefield, who are still 3 points behind, of course. And really, I think, after the excitement of the first half, the second half has just been some good rugby. And Winnecke comes away with it, and the referee, though, I think that the ball actually went in quite cleanly in that scrum, but perhaps the collision, the collapse, should I say, happened afterwards, so the scrum's void. We'll start again. This time, maybe Oldham can get the ball out. And coming forward. So... Oldham just in their own half still, and well, I think you get a good view there of just how many players were in fact offside for Wakefield, as Waddles with the ball, greeted by Rain, Haig, and eventually the referee shouts held. Halfway through this second half, Wakefield Trinity 12, Oldham 15. Flanagan forward, nice kick upfield, and into touch. No, it's refused to go after all that. Harcombe picks up, sidesteps forward, but Walsh is there, and a good tackle by Oldham, as that one just refused to go into touch. So now Wakefield turning around, and Andrew Kelly. Oldham out quickly though to meet the Wakefield players, but still getting the ball out in the tackle, and that's what Oldham need to cut out if they're going to capitalise on the good moving up. It's a long ball back to Rain to Topless. Now inside to number 11, Andrew Kelly. He's tackled. That must be the third or fourth tackle. The referee, of course, keeping count. Haig, again, wasting time, really, waiting for that one to stop rolling. And he's still going on, but this time McAllister. And really, I don't know, the referee was in a good position. The linesman's put his flag up. I don't really think the challenge didn't look too unfair. But Haig's down at the moment. I think he's just indicating the tackle by McAllister. From the angle we got on the video, it certainly didn't seem... Well, the referee indicating the stiff arm. So, Wakefield. A 7th penalty of the game, and now it's Van Bellen forward, met by the Oldham captain Mark Graham and Colin Hawkyard in support. So now Haig, who seems to have recovered quite well from that nasty injury. Tackled Gary Price, the man brought down there by Flanagan. And Haig just managing to get the ball to Conway to Topless. Give the ball out to Andrew Kelly. It's Oldham are there again with tackling, and they're certainly having to do some soaking up of pressure in this second half, Oldham. It's down to the last 20 minutes now. This is normally when we see Oldham unleash themselves as Keith Rain. No way through for him. And I'm sure that once Oldham get possession, now Van Bellen moving it back to number 12, Gary Price. That's the last tackle just over the 25-yard line. 3 points behind still Wakefield Trinity, and this is getting as nail-biting as we expected. Now Keith Rain with a chance. Keith Rain still going on. It's going to be a try. It is a try. Wakefield take the lead, and that's bad news for Oldham. A beautiful try, worked well up by Keith Rain. And the try scorer, I think, is Gary Price. Indeed it is. It's announced in the 23rd minute that Gary Price has put Wakefield Trinity into the lead for the first time in this game. So Harcombe now with an easy opportunity to put Wakefield 3 points in the lead. It's going to be nip and tuck. As Oldham, a defensive footer really that let Rain through. They couldn't hold on to him. He fed the ball out well to his second row man. And Harcombe puts that one over. So Wakefield in the lead. Now by 3 points. And it's going to be as close as we thought. Mike Ford quick to get the ball to restart play. So now it's up to the fans. And Walsh putting the ball upfield. Whoops. Picked up well though. Now Wakefield in possession, coming forward. Oldham are trying a goal behind. And certainly they'll be eager to get hold of this ball now as Van Bellen and chance of champions from Wakefield. Of course, it's not all over. Even if Wakefield win today, it goes to the last match of the season. Rain, the man who was the instigator for that try for Wakefield. Topless. Wakefield still in possession. As Oldham desperately searching for possession in this second half as Conway now puts it upfield. It's a good kick. So I think Oldham. Mick Burke, oh, it's a nice bounce for him. Mick Burke now, get Atkinson in possession. He's halted on his 25-yard line, but now Oldham in possession. And maybe a chance to work something through for this. As Wakefield not too keen to let him start the play. Flanagan, Hawkyard, Conway's in there, Haig's in there, and now it's a chance maybe to get the ball out to the wings. Meadows and McAllister. Now Mike Ford waiting for support though, and that was terrible. Oh, and Oldham. Wakefield quickly grasps possession, and now moving it out Topless onto the far side. Maybe a chance. Dropped on the 25-yard line as that ball, this pass from Topless seemed a little bit, well, now here's Conway, back to the substitution, number 14, Steve Halliwell. Mr. Bowman just over quickly to make sure there's no foul play in the scrum, in the tackle, should I say. Oh, good tackle that. Ian Sherratt, 18-15 in Wakefield's favour, the score at the moment, in possession in the 25-yard line. Here's Van Bellen. He's never stopped running in this game, but Oldham have never stopped greeting him and bringing him down. As Oldham just need to keep the discipline record, but Rain's missed it. So knock on and a scrum to Oldham.
correction to the attendance, with one additional turnstile used today, the figure now goes up to 6,522. 6522.
So, a little amendment to the crowd attendance here. It's just suddenly gone up by 500. It's now 6,522. They forgot a turnstile. Oldham, though, for the moment, being kept in their own 25 area as Oldham move it out now. Winecki. This is a good ball to Waddle. Now can Waddle get somewhere? Waddle going on his own. Waddle, can he get the support from Meadows? Yes, Meadows has held a beautiful pass there from Waddle. Meadows, a brilliant hold there, one-handed going down. Now McAllister. McAllister back to Foy. Foy bouncing off. Foy to Flanagan. Oh, and Flanagan straight into the hands, and luckily for Oldham, a knock-on. As Andrew Kelly didn't know much about that till it hit him. Oh, his temper's just getting a little bit heated out there. Yes, Oldham awarded a penalty, so now a chance. The boot. So Atkinson just coming forward, and boy, if there's ever a kick we needed to reach touch, this is it. Well, it hasn't gone very far, but the main thing is it's reached touch. So now a chance for the Oldham fans to get behind their team as Oldham swarm towards those red and white colour behind the sticks. That's Sherritt going forward. Flanagan. Flanagan going on his own. Now a chance for Oldham. Come on. Forward. Looking round. Where's the support? Mick Burke's there. Mick Burke still going on. Getting through, but the tackles are wearing down. Now Flanagan. Walsh. McAllister. McAllister going through. No. He's dropped. Well, it must be yards, inches short of the line. As Oldham bring it back to Mick Burke. But he's pushed down as well. Good defensive play. Well, that's not the last tackle, though. So Oldham now need to move it along the line. Flanagan to forward. Oh, good interception, but Hawkyard in with a good tackle there. And Wakefield, an opportunity now to bring it out. There's one pass too many for Oldham. The man who intercepted, Dave Topless there, and that could be a vital part of the game. He's in possession again, but he slipped and he's stopped by Hawkyard. So as Oldham tried to move the ball out there, it was intercepted. Now here's Van Bellen again, needed to be brought down. That's good stand that by Mal Graham, just standing his ground. Haig. Now here comes the kick from Conway. Upfield, Atkinson. Oh, took that well, Atkinson now. He's no support, he's got to go on his own. Maybe Mick Burke could have come across, but Atkinson took it well, did what he had to do. Now here's Des Foy coming into the line. Des Foy now, charging his way through. He's halted. On the clock in the second half. Some 10 minutes to go. Wakefield Trinity 18, Oldham 15. Flanagan to Sherritt. Sherritt now to Hawkyard. Hawkyard now. Hawkyard. And Oldham still in possession. Mick Burke comes into the line out on the far side. Waddle takes over. Waddle. He can't get the ball out. That's the last tackle. It's got to be an up and under. And Wakefield get possession as perhaps Oldham were not aware it was the last tackle. High up and under there with big Charlie McAllister going forward. May have done it, but now Wakefield with Harcombe. Harcombe dummying. Harcombe now. This is a chance for Wakefield, who supports everywhere. But he's made an absolute mess of it and given Oldham a chance as Atkinson come forward. And that was really the best opportunity of the game for Wakefield to capitalise on the lead. They don't. It's Walsh now to Graham. Graham dummying. And they're at Wakefield at the time are a man down injured in the 25-yard line area. Meadows. Waddle. So he's held well, a good tackle. So, last 10 minutes, and what a game this has turned out here at Belle Vue. Forward. Winecki. He's going down all the time. Wakefield, I think, are now 2 men down. As Oldham come forward now, Mick Burke's motoring. Walsh, a chance, Des Foy. Des Foy, surely. Desfoy, it's a try. Yes, and Oldham regained the lead. And look at the Oldham fans jubilant there as persistent play. Oldham came forward. And it's another try for Oldham, and now, well, this lead is changing hands. So Ford scores his second try of the game, and boy, that could be an important one. So Oldham regain a 1-point lead. I thought so. In fact, it was Desfoy who scored the try. I don't know. In the euphoria, it was Peter Walsh who made it. So Desfoy rightly announced as the try scorer. So I think for the time being, the clock stopped because of the injuries to Wakefield. So, well, boy, oh boy. Is this the game that we expected it to be? And boy, does Atkinson need to convert this one. It's a difficult kick. We've got a splendid view from our angle. Nope. So that just makes the game even more nerve-wracking and bad to the ticker. On the clock, I make it 5 minutes to go. Wakefield Trinity, 18 points, 3 goals and 3 tries. Oldham, with that vital Terry Flanagan drop goal, 19 points. Well, this is a game and a half here at the Belle Vue, and one that perhaps Scrum Down might have resented not coming to view, as the Oldham fans away to our left behind the sticks spring into song. So Nigel Bell's removed and Paul Melinda comes on to replace him. Conway takes the restart, but Oldham now just a case of working out the 6 tackles. Atkinson there. And Sheila, that's the message from the bench. Just play the 6 tackles, keep positive possession. Now Hawkyard. Hawkyard driving through. Oh. And really nobody in support, but it was a good break from him. Now Flanagan. Waddle. And Waddle holding on well despite the attentions of the 2 props, Van Bellen and Rain. And now it's just a case of keeping hold for 6 tackles. Now Flanagan. Well, he's kept held, that's the main thing, driving forward. Ford puts the ball up the field. It's a chase on. It's kept by Andrew Fletcher. Mike Ford brings him to a halt. And Oldham now just need to keep playing well as Melinda comes into the action. Flanagan holding on well, a good tackle though. Conway, who's certainly give 300% this afternoon, but now Wakefield forward. Wakefield, but Oldham will try and bring him into touch. Is he there? The flag's not up. So now Wakefield driving through. Van Bellen, this is a good run by him. Waddle's there. Malgraham in with a good tackle. And has he lost the ball? He has. So excellent play that by the Oldham captain, Malgraham. Flanagan just bringing the ball forward, and the Oldham fans sense that Oldham could be 2 or 3 minutes away from winning the Second Division Championship. Forward. He couldn't get a closer score. Wakefield 18, Oldham 19. Flanagan moving it to Walsh. Now Sherratt. And here comes Walsh. And surely not one fan can leave this ground yet with the game so closely balanced. Flanagan. Oh, and his kick failing to reach the field of play, going straight out. So Wakefield with a chance now. They'll be quick to start play. But Haig, as Oldham now need to defend to a man. Well, you heard the shouts, the decision not given. Wakefield. Well, Steve Halliwell needed arms about 5 or 6 feet there to hold on to that one. He couldn't do. That may be it. And everybody looking at the watches at the mass conference. How long is there to go? Oldham won't be too keen, too eager to take this one. We make it about 2 minutes. And it's Oldham now. Oldham's Mike Ford. Picked up by Atkinson. Is Atkinson going over? I think he has. Well, dearie me, that's it. Oldham must surely have won the second division championship with that Keith Atkinson try. And well, that was superb play. Mike Foyt, the man that did it though, and that must surely make it all over and done with. Mike Foyt, the man who brought the ball up the wing, and Atkinson picked it up. And that's a try for Oldham, and that must surely sew it up here at Belle Vue.
Nice score for Oldham, number 2, Keith Atkinson. We're out for the spectators.
So with that Keith Atkinson try, it's a sign for the Wakefield fans to file away from the Belle Vue ground. And, well, they'll be most disappointed, I've no doubt at that. There's Atkinson with a difficult kick on the far side. Oldham, who were forced to soak up some 20-25 minutes of pressure from Wakefield in the second half. 2 quick tries, and that's well short. But, well, I think you sensed it. The game is all over. Wakefield 18, Oldham 23. They're 5 points behind, of course. They're trying to go, will do it. Topless, quickly starting the play. And it's going to be a rush forward as Harcombe. But Oldham now just need to keep possession, surely. The hooter can't be far away. Foy in possession, driving forward. Foy going on a run. And that's superb play by him. So things, well, certainly not a place for the faint-hearted Belle Vue this afternoon as the Wakefield fans file out. The Oldham fans, of course, they're all grouped behind the sticks. They're shouting, they're jumping up and down. And I've no doubt that the team will be carried off shoulder high after a superb performance here this afternoon, which has seen them soak up the pressure. And 2 tries in the second half by Des Foy and Atkinson. It's seen them regain the lead as Hawkyard brings the ball forward. I think that's the last tackle, the referee says, so Foy will be happy just to upfield and to cap it all off. A Wakefield player into touch. So that looks like Oldham. 2 out of 3 so far. They've gained promotion, they've done it in style, they've won the second division championship. There's the playoffs to go for, of course. Surely that must be it now as Conway waits to put the ball in. Oldham just need to keep the heads for this last couple of minutes. As Mike Ford can't put the ball in the scrum as it's not yet formed. Mr. Bowman just pushing them back. And Wakefield get the ball, but well, tempers just a little bit heated out there as of course. Both sides have given us 100% effort and 100% value for money this afternoon. You can't doubt them that. And surely the Wakefield players must feel gutted in the way they've played this second half. But Oldham, to their credit, they've soaked up all that Wakefield have had to throw at them. And eventually the ball goes in. Have Oldham got it out of the scrum? They're pushing forward. Well, no, Wakefield aren't out of it. As we make it into injury time here at Belle Vue. And Oldham penalised for not letting the man play the ball. So still it's not all over. We can't be long to go now as Wakefield search for one last effort. Here they come in numbers. Conway held on to that ball for far too long and gave Malgrave the chance to bring him down, and really Wakefield with numbers up on the right wing. Haig, Van Bellen, a long ball out. It's past McAllister. It's a chance. He comes inside. He's still going on. He gets the ball out to number 3. He still passes to Haig. Van Bellen. Now, where the chance? Wakefield, Harcombe out. Is it a try? It is. So, Wakefield showing they're not out of this, and all the fans that have left the ground, well, dearie me, they've given us a game to remember here. As Wakefield very fast move the ball out. It's going to be a difficult kick though. 22-23. Scoreboard. So Halliwell announced as the try scorer. Scoreboard shows 21-23. I make it 22-23. Of course, 1 point from today's game would give Oldham the championship. It's a difficult kick for Harcombe. Well, he's kicked 109 goals this season. This is, without doubt, the most important. And can Wakefield snatch victory? You can't get this game any tenser. Look at the Oldham fans there, virtually on the 25-yard line. It's got the height, it's got the distance, but no, it's not gone. It's not gone. Is the game over? There is the hooter, and Oldham steal this game. Well, by gum, that's certainly not a place for the faint-hearted. Just look at that red and white surge. And Wakefield, well, they'll be very disappointed with that performance, because in the second half they threw everything they had at Oldham, and Oldham stood there and soaked it up well, and it was unbelievable play. Well, I'll try and recap on the second half for you. And just while I catch my breath, you can watch the jubilant scenes as the Oldham fans invade the pitch to raise the team. There's Meadows held aloft. So the attendance here is 6,522, and I'm sure that every one of them, Wakefield and Oldham fans alike, must without doubt guaranteed value for money here this afternoon. Half-time score was indeed 12 points to 15, and they came out, and Wakefield battled away in the second half. In the 6th minute, Halliwell came on for Haggerty. The 10th minute, Casey came on for Hawkyard, and that was it. Oldham, there were no points scored in the second half until late in the game, when Gary Price went in for a try for Wakefield. That took them into the lead by 1 point, 16 points to 15. Harcombe converted, 18 points to 15 was the score, and it looked as if it was all over until Des Foy, thanks to some good running by Peter Walsh, the standoff in the 31st minute, put Oldham straight back into the game, made the score 18-19. Atkinson failed to convert that one. Then they had to make another substitution, Wakefield, in the 32nd minute. Melinda came on for Bell. And Oldham, well, it was nip and tuck, 18-19. Then Atkinson, again, Peter Walsh on the wing, doing the running, picking up the loose ball and going over in the far corner, 18-23. He missed his own conversion. We thought that was it, 18-23. Wakefield didn't give up, and to their own credit, run about well. Wakefield, to their credit, run the ball well, moved it along the line, and they got a try right in the corner on the far side by the clubhouse there. Harcombe, he's kicked 109 goals this season. That, without doubt, must have been his most nerve-wracking of the lot, and unfortunately he failed to convert the try, and that left us at Belle Vue, well, trying to catch our breath, and with a scoreline that reads Wakefield Trinity 22 points, Oldham 23. Oldham take the 2nd Division Championship, and well, there'll be a few trying to get the breast, and hopefully we're going to get an interview with Eric Fitzsimmons in a short while and see his version and his view on that game. Well, an unusual insight, in fact, to the Oldham video today. We've come inside to greet the Oldham coach, the jubilant Oldham coach, Eric Fitzsimmons. Eric, a little bit nail-biting towards the end.
Yeah, it was. We left it till late. We were trying to keep people in the seats, actually. We wanted to have a little bit of showmanship today. No, sincerely, it was totally unexpected that. I knew as soon as we'd scored that try in the top corner that if we didn't keep our concentration, we were going to have problems in the last few minutes, because I realised there was still a few minutes left. And lo and behold, we managed to put the ball into touch off their player, and it was a scrum down which should have been our head and ball, but unfortunately give them the pudding. And the way it had gone all the match was that the side that was putting in was getting it back, and he penalised us shortly afterwards, and they were down in our corner, and Halliwell scored, so we're back on the rack again. Fortunately, Kevin Harcombe missed the goal, so it was really Wakefield's error that gave us the game, rather than us taking it cleanly by ourselves.
That's right, he scored 109 goals, Harcombe, from this season, and I'm sure that he would have sacrificed every one of them for that one right at the end, but it was a difficult kick out on the touch, weren't it? And I've no doubt the Oldham fans were blowing all they could to try and get it away from the sticks.
Yeah, probably. I don't think there were any behind that end, Nigel, but you're right, he's the type of player who can convert the big occasion kick. I had him last year at Rochdale, of course, and he is a fine goal kicker, and I would have expected him to put that one over, but fortunately for us, he didn't.
And the difficulty, real, I suppose, with a performance like that today is who to choose as your man of the match. Who would you say, if you had to name somebody, was your man of the match today?
I'm glad I don't have to name somebody. I think there were some very big contributions. There's a lot of workers. Very difficult to pick one out. Flanagan had a top game for me because he showed a lot of common sense and intelligence at the right time. I thought Mal Graham made some big tackles and turned possession over once or twice in our favour, which tended to lift our lads spiritually. And I also felt that Gary Warnecki had a particularly good game. The back line never had that much room to operate, and I don't think you could really pick anybody specially out of the back line, although Desfoy came well later on in the later stages, and Charlie had a quiet day, didn't really get into it as he normally does, but of course he's still finding his way in rugby league. I think the outstanding feature today was we've come up against a team which is of a closer calibre to First Division than we've experienced in the last half dozen, and I think that's the yardstick that we've got to gain our performance by. And it's good in a way that we can finish off having just scraped through against a team which is going to be in the lower reaches of First Division, you know, hopefully not with us, but on paper people would say with us next season. So it's good mentally for the players to realise that we are not as good as we think we are, and that we've a lot of work to do to get ready for next season.
That's right, because particularly in the second half, over 20-25 minutes, they soaked up pressure, and you know, I thought that's when Wakefield might do it, but they held out very well, didn't they, in that second half?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, a good side. You know, they worked very hard. As I say, I think you know, just them and Featherstone are probably the two First Division class sides in the second division, and they made it hard. They put us under more pressure than we've been under for many weeks. But I felt we always had something there that in attack, certainly, held in reserve. Didn't quite play the same attacking game as we have done in previous weeks.
But got the results. So 2 out of 3 promotions, second division championships, Premiership playoffs.
Yeah, just we're hopeful. You know, we're always hopeful. Starting again now. The fortunate thing for us, having won this week, next weekend there's no pressure on that game. It is possible, if we want to experiment, to make 1 or 2 experimental changes. And it's also a bit of a buffer between going into the Premiership the week after. The first round's the week after. Then we've got a little bit of a buffer before the semi-final. So we are fortunate in that we've got that little bit of leeway with an easy game without the Championship pressure on us, you know.
Anyway, Rick, I'll let you get back, get some clothes on and get some more champagne.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot for everything. It's been interesting, and certainly we don't want too many of them, really, for the old ticker, do we?
Oh, no, we don't really. Thanks a lot, Dave.
And in fact, there is Dave Top. Dave, can we just spare a couple of minutes? The ex-Oldham standoff. You must be absolutely shattered after that game.
I am.
Disappointed as well, I suppose.
I am disappointed, but it was a marvellous game, but I don't like losing best of times, but I felt the lads really lifted themselves today, and it was a spectacle, really, wasn't it?
It's right at the end, that try from Halliwell, right in the end, right in the corner there. You must have thought, have we snatched it here?
Well, I think we could have done, because Kevin's a very good kicker. He's probably the best in the league, and if the man for the occasion, I thought he's just liable to pop it over, but on reflection, I think Oldham's been more consistent in the league this year. They just had 2 bad results against Featherstone, but I feel that they were the champions, have won it now.
A tremendous advertisement for rugby league, in fact, today. The both sides cleanly fought as well, not too much, a little bit heated at times, but there's 6,500 fans, a tremendous crowd for a second division game. In fact, I don't think there are many first division games that have beat that today.
No, I don't, but I think, you know, it was a first division game today. I mean, I came here with Oldham last year, and I promised them it'd be different than that. It was 52-10 Oldham won that day, but I think it's just how much Wakefield have improved in a year's time, you know. I mean, and we really mean business next year. We'll take it from there now.
Just a little bit more annoying when they steal it in your own backyard.
That's right, but I mean, we've thrown it away this last 2 or 3 games where we haven't been up to form, and I rung the changes today, and the lads who I brought in didn't let me down, so I'm pleased with that.
You've still got the Premiership playoffs, of course, and that's what you'll be going for now.
Yes, we'll be going for that. We'll get probably 1 home game now. I think Featherstone will pip us for second place, but we're playing like that. We feel we can beat anybody. I mean, we wouldn't be frightened to go into Featherstone as we did Boxing Day when we should have won the game that day.
Anyway, Dave, thanks very much for sparing us the time, and sorry we had to do it in your own backyard, but we may see you at Old Trafford.
That's it. I hope you're right.
It'll be a suitable game, that one, won't it?
Yes.
Thanks very much indeed, Dave. So there you go. That's it from Belle Vue here at Wakefield. Oldham snatched the second division championship, and everybody goes to their respective camps, and Oldham now head towards Old Trafford for the Premiership playoffs.